In this week's video, my dreams are finally coming true. I am making over a dining nook.
This is almost too easy. He's gonna freak out.
Oh my god. What? This is so cool.
Today I'm in Kevin's apartment, and Kevin is a photographer, adventure seeker, and I'm giving him the tagline, I has hobbies, because this man's interests are longer than an unskippable YouTube ad. This apartment is one of those cool apartments that takes place over the few floors of an old house. And on the top floor, which is essentially in the attic, we find the kitchen. We have a deck off the back here, which is so beautiful. And in this corner here, you know what we're gonna do here. These are the reasons I love a dining nook. They're cute and comfortable. You can literally lie down in them. You can fit more people when you're serving dinner. They include storage options usually, unlike a regular old chair. And they are just aesthetically very interesting to look at. My brief from Kevin includes cute, functional, looks good, storage, wood, built-in, pops of color, more lighting, classic dining booth. Also, his inspo pics only really include this photo and photos from the creator Sailing Magic Carpet. He actually met this creator on a sailing and motorcycling trip that he's literally on as we speak, so his space is all mine. But ultimately, I will reveal my full mood board later, mostly because I don't have it yet. I'll share more why later, why I am not starting with a design plan. I'm working a little bit backwards. Just sit tight. Are you sat for this makeover? I'm gonna just take some measurements today so that I can take this away and try to come up with a design plan. I just know that we need wood in here. I spent some time coming up with a loose plan here, but I feel like I really want to be inspired with what I can find secondhand. I'm gonna keep Facebook marketplacing and like playing around with design options, and then we'll start pulling things and sourcing and try to get this dining room together. Dining nook? It's not a room. Today I'm heading out for a quick Facebook marketplace. I found this light. It's only $5. And I'm sure you're like, Kelsey, that's not the most aesthetic light. Yeah, maybe if it's an overhead, but if it's a wall sconce, we love. And Kevin did say that he wanted a little bit more lighting in the space. And I'm also hitting up the hardware store for some paint. Hold on. We're not gonna be painting because I just heard back from a storage bench built-in, I can't even talk, I'm excited, situation. So Becky actually sent me this morning, and I was planning to maybe do some kind of IKEA hack bench, but it's already wood. Anything I was looking at doing that was out of IKEA isn't gonna be made out of real wood, so I was gonna have to like make it look wood was my plan, and the size of these benches fits perfectly. Okay, we are gonna be picking this up. They're far from me though. That's like an hour and a half drive there and back, but I think it's worth it. Yes. Okay, that's now tomorrow's plan. Painting will be after. Time to pick up these benches, but first I have to pack all of the essentials for this road trip. This leather punch is an Easter egg. This is the design process. Sometimes all it takes is the perfect thrifted item to pull together the entire plan for a space. And this item is definitely worth the 2-hour, make that 3-hour round trip drive, because it is gonna save me so much time in the grand scheme of things. Okay! So good.
So I like it because everyone has
he wanted storage, and it's hard to find them
full
with storage.
So these benches are looking amazing in person, and the man who was selling them is such a darling. He helped me load them into the van. We definitely love a friendly seller. Let's be honest, most sellers are quite friendly. Okay, on my way home, I want to make a quick pit stop. Oh, howdy! Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I see you got the big van.
Good find.
It honestly, it kind of gives boat vibes.
It
which
does.
is so funny.
A trip out of the city means a trip to see that 70s house and Becky and Austin and Danny. And I had to see this blue carpet in person, and this was filmed before Becky had finished her bedroom. And if you haven't seen her whole bedroom reno series, please go watch those videos. It is literally so stunning.
But yeah, come see. Ah! Oh my God, look at that.
It's good, right? Cute.
Oh my God, I love how this mirror has just been like going.
And you know what the most satisfying thing is?
What?
Is we mounted it away so that the bathroom door like goes behind it now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's my favorite part.
The hacks. Danny, we love.
Oh, and I almost forgot.
Thank you.
Now that we
So
share
much.
tools. Bye. Nice seeing you.
I went straight to Kevin's and had to quickly clear out the space. I recruited the husband, still feels weird saying that, to help me unload these bad boys and carry them up 2, honestly like 4 flights of stairs. Once we got them into the space, we played around with the orientation, but these things fit literally so perfectly.
No, that's not bad at all.
Should we see if that table that came with it also works?
That also fits perfectly.
Like, this is almost too easy. He's gonna freak out. Thank God Becky found this set. Becky, I owe you. Kevin actually owes you the most though. Okay, well, I paint the space a fresh white. Let's walk through the design plan. This design plan segment is sponsored by Surfshark because while I'm cutting in the corners on this dining room, Surfshark is out here making sure that no corners are ever cut when it comes to your online security. In case you didn't know, Surfshark is a VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network, which works to keep your online activity encrypted. So the handmade oak benches are the perfect base for this dining nook, but the benches weren't designed to work in a corner. So that means we are dealing with a missing backrest situation. And I have 2 solves for this. Either I extend the frames and then reupholster the whole back in order to hide any mismatched wood, or I use some giant Euro style pillows to put in those corners and then do an upholstered seat instead. I think either option could work, and for the upholstery, I'm planning on going either a mint or maybe a light blue because I think this complements the warm wood tone really well, but it also adds a pop of color. On the wall behind the bench, I'm gonna add some shelves. This is gonna add some visual interest, some height to the space, as well as some additional storage. And I'll have to try to stain match these so that they work with the benches and the dining table. So as for the ceiling pendant, I'm not too picky about shape, but I do know that I want to be a bold pop of color, perhaps a red. Red theory, anybody? Red theory is good, but red flags are bad, and using public Wi-Fi without a VPN is a red flag. But Surfshark protects your data while using public Wi-Fi so that you are not a victim of any fraudulent purchases or identity theft. You already saw me pick up the globe light, which I'm going to hack into a battery-operated wall sconce, and this was such a good find for just $5. I love being thrifty and saving money, which I can do with Surfshark because I can avoid price discrimination, because the best prices for flights, hotels, rentals, and everyday items often vary depending on location. And with a VPN, you can change your location. Then with some final touches like spices on the shelves, some art on the wall, a runner, maybe a bowl of fruit on the table, I think this simple but elevated design checks all of Kevin's dream dining nook boat-inspired boxes. While I'm all about giving spaces a much needed upgrade, I believe that your devices deserve the same. Surfshark One, their premium VPN, comes with antivirus protection, which secures everything from your files to your webcam, because only I get to decide which parts of painting a room white get seen by strangers on the internet. And I pick you.
Go to surfshark.com/TheSorryGirls.
Use the link in our description and code TheSorryGirls to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN in addition to a 30-day money-back guarantee. Definitely no money-back guarantee needed on this wall color because it's done and dusted and I like it a lot. So yesterday I went to the hardware store and picked up some supplies and wood and stain in order to refinish this table is also make some of the shelves for the wall. I'm really hoping I can make this table look decent. Honestly, I've seen worse. We're gonna start with a little bit of elbow grease and then we'll do some light sanding. And hope it doesn't rain. It's one of those days.
I'm testing out some stain colors to see which ones will match the benches the best, and I end up going with this golden oak stain, as well as actually a provincial that I layered on top that's from a different brand. And once the stain dried, I applied multiple coats of poly to seal everything in.
Honestly, I'm getting such mixed messages today on whether it's raining or not. So I moved inside, but I don't think it's raining, so I'm gonna move this outside because I need to cut some wood. And we are all experiencing what it's like to work out of my garage now that we don't have a studio, which is bittersweet, but it is kind of nice to work from home. I'm sure anybody that works from home agrees. It's nice to have that, but I do need to clear out this garage, so maybe I can make it a little bit more of a workshop and a little less storage. How do I move this by myself? Okay. I am strong. I am woman. I am strong. Okay, I did take this home from the studio because it's a very cool Rochelle build. Which, speaking of, I need to channel Rochelle because let me let you in on a little secret. I don't love woodworking, like cutting and assembling. I don't know. So we're gonna make some shelves. I don't really know. This is my vision, like do something that is simple but effective, which is honestly the whole table is kind of this vibe. Simple but effective. It's not high-end woodworking. So my first step is to cut these to 48 inches. This is the easy part.
So one of these shelves is actually going to butt up against one of the benches because I have a bigger gap behind one of the bench and it's gonna look more built in this way. Then I'm staining the shelves to match the benches and table, and the color combo I need to use was golden oak as well as provincial. I just love oak. Like I usually use pine, but this is why it costs more money. It is pretty, we love it. And now I'm going to make the shelves. I'm just doing this using pocket hole jig, and I'm making the shelves similar, but then the back piece that's gonna go behind the bench, I'm just doing it a little bit differently because it needs to go on the wall differently. Too much mental math right now, but I'm really happy with how this is going. Maybe I do like woodworking. Maybe channeling Rochelle today worked. Oh, and then I'll have to seal them with a varnish when I'm done. Oh, and I'll have to probably route out something for the back so they can hang on the wall properly. Just never ends with woodworking, does it? I'm back to disliking woodworking. I tried. Oh my God, did I try? But I still put the pocket holes in the wrong spot. I did tests. I did like 3 tests. I'm so dumb because my shelf wants to go on the wall like this, which that looks good. That looks cute, but you're gonna see it from either the top or the bottom. So guess where I have to go now? I gotta go get dowels to fill this so that I can make them look pretty. I'm gonna do that and I'll see you tomorrow because we're done. We're done here. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I knew it. Okay, but on the bright side, the table looks pretty good. I like the finish. It still looks vintage. It still looks like it has some wear and tear, but the finish, nice. I think worth the effort. This morning I'm doing 2 quick and cheap marketplace pickups. I found this light, which I think is gonna be perfect once I paint it a different color for over top of the dining table. This was only 10 bucks. And I also found this table for $20. And this base is gonna be very necessary in order to convert the new table into a pedestal-based table. I don't know who needs to hear this, but for dining nooks, we need pedestal-based tables, not 4 legs. Okay, this table base is gonna work perfectly on this tabletop, but I definitely wanna properly assemble it at Kevin's. So we're actually gonna head to Kevin's. I'm going to pack the car with some supplies we need and head there. The plan at Kevin's today is to set up the new table. Looking so good. To see how the back ledge shelf worked out and how that works with the bench. And very exciting, I brought some fabric samples, so I need to pick which color we want for the cushions, and then I can head to the fabric store to pick up the fabric.
I think it's between these two, and it's always good to have a backup because sometimes they don't have enough of the fabric that you need.
For all the Torontonians, Fabric is my favorite place to pick up upholstery fabric, and they also have foam, so it's a one-step shop for all of your upholstery needs. They also do upholstery for you. That is a spoiler. Okay, so we're here today in my guest bedroom / office, and I'm actually so satisfied right now with how well our fabric matches this whole room. That was obviously not the plan, but kind of cute. Okay, so I have my 3 foam cushion pieces here, and I'm also gonna be making 2 pillows, but those pillows are in the mail, so we're just gonna have to wing it. But we're gonna start with some cushions, and my goal here is to make it simple. I don't think it's like so hard, but what do I like more, sewing or woodworking? Good question. Just pin, sew, repeat. That's what I always say. So in addition to sewing, I'm also hitting this vent with some spray paint that's gonna match the floors a little bit better. I didn't like how stark white this vent is, and I think this will blend in a lot better. Now this moment I've been waiting for, this $10 black light, I think is gonna make such a beautiful statement if it's a bright red. So I am spray painting this entire light red. Just making sure to do nice even coats, and I hope this dries nicely because we have been in a heat wave. Maybe heat wave is just the new normal. And lastly, I'm just gonna prep everything to head to Kevin's tomorrow for a big install day of everything I just made.
Guys, I'm pretty proud of how my shelves turned out with the pocket hole inserts. I've never done inserts before, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I think it looks pretty professional. Okay, but I actually do have a confession to make. So when I was making the first cushion, it was taking me A, an extremely long time, and B, I was doing such a mid job that I decided to bring the remaining fabric and foam back to the fabric store because they offer services like upholstery and cushion making. And when I was buying the fabric, she was like, so we're gonna make this? And I was like, no, I'm gonna make it. Also, she said I needed 5 yards and then they only had like 3. But she was like, it'll be fine if we were doing it. It all got to me. So I dropped off the cushions. I'm nervous about the turnaround time because they didn't seem excited about the really short turnaround because I am almost done this makeover. We're getting so close, but that's my confession. I did make one cushion though. I'm definitely putting this one that's like in the back, like back middle. And it just took so long for me to be so unhappy with it, but it will do the job. Okay, tomorrow we head to Kevin's and we install. Okay, the goal for today is to place the items that I've been working on and DIYing. I kind of call this an install day where you've prepped everything, now you're ready to install it. The thing about this light is that the breaker is not in this unit because this is an old house. So did I turn off the breaker? No. Can I? Not really. So there's a lot of phone tag going on as far as trying to get this breaker off. I'm gonna prep everything I can so that as soon as I get the confirmation that maybe it's off, we can install the light. But other than that, I'm just gonna be focusing on the shelves. I'm excited and nervous. I bought a new stud finder to help me with the process.
So it turns out the new light fixture isn't gonna cover this full mess of a hole, so I'm gonna have to find a solution so that we don't see this. Maybe it's a type of ceiling medallion or like a sheet of metal or something. I'm gonna come back to this. In the meantime, let's get these shelves installed. I'm so excited for how this is gonna look. First, I need to find the studs on the wall, then mark where the studs land on the wood in order to pre-drill where the screws need to go so that I can install them.
Okay, we ready? Moment of truth. my God. Tell me that wasn't meant to be. Well, I made it custom to be. What am I saying? I mean, realizing that I have to put the shelf pretty high so that we don't hit our head on it. Aesthetically, it wants to go here, but... Uh-oh.
I had to change my plan here so that these shelves weren't a safety concern for Kevin. I think I'm liking 2 shelves instead of 1. It fills the space better, but before I commit to the light placement, I need to commit to the shelf placement. And I also did not bring my circular saw today because I was not planning on doing this, but I found a flush saw that Kevin has.
Amazing.
Now for that $5 light I picked up, I was going to put it above the shelves, but since that plan has now changed a little bit, I actually think it makes a lot of sense for it to go on the other wall beside the door.
Would this look good with a little square picture here or no? You like that?
Now this light fixture actually didn't come wired, which is no problem because I don't have a spot to hook it up anyways. So I am using a battery operated light bulb that actually comes magnetized. So I can very easily magnetize it to the base of the light fixture and then just add on the glass shade. This is the easiest hack ever and I am so impressed.
I'm obsessed. Okay, last thing to take care of today is this light. The breaker is officially off, and I think this is going to dramatically change the space. Let's see what we can do here. I just found a yogurt container in the recycling, and this painted red is gonna make the perfect extra little rim to hide all the plaster. I'm obsessed. Hack! I'm just full of hacks today.
With the light installed, all that's left to do is clean up the space, and I will see you tomorrow for final touches.
This is the way that I like to do final touches, where the room is pretty much complete and I can figure out which pieces are missing and I need to thrift for it. I love a good dedicated thrift day. So I knew that I wanted to do something on the tabletop with fruit. I couldn't decide between this kind of flat mustard colored plate or this really cool woven glass bowl. I went with the glass bowl, and I think that peaches bring in the red and the warm tones in the best way. Not me aesthetically choosing fruit. Sorry, but it's also peach season. It is in season. I knew I wanted to do a piece of art behind the bench, and I honestly couldn't decide between a wooden frame or chrome because I love chrome and it's having a moment. Well, for this spot, I chose chrome, and I actually picked up just a chrome piece of scrapbooking paper from the craft store and made this picture frame. And this is actually just a photo of Kevin from his trip. So full circle, and I think this looks unreal. I also picked up the other wood frame, and clearly I'm a big fan of like small scale photograph art right now. I think this looks really good in space. Whenever I'm dealing with shelves, I know that I want to add different heights, so I was on the lookout for some vases for either trailing or just tall flowers, and I found some options. I found these smoked glasses, which are so beautiful, and these are gonna work perfectly for some trailing pothos. I also picked up this glass specifically because it was mint and I wanted to bring in the mint of the cushions, and then these simple little daisies add some flight. Height? What? Ugh.
Speaking of mint green cushions, these weren't ready until this morning, but I picked them up and they look amazing. So happy with this choice. Then we just have to complete this spice shelf and a runner to tie everything together. We're done.
Okay, Kevin has returned and I am so ready to reveal this space, so let's bring him in. Okay, you're remembering what it looks like before. Why don't you just open your eyes and check out your new space?
Oh my God. What? It's so beautiful. We're gonna have so much fun times around this table. Is this the part where I'm supposed to cry? This is so cool. The wood, just like the boat wood.
Mm-hmm.
The color, the green, the cushions, the massive seating area.
I know, like how
What
many?
is that?
I made a shelf and I stole your spices, so.
That is so cool. Wait, what? Look at this thing. I'm a part of the red theory now. Oh my God.
Oh, I forgot to turn on the light. Hold on, well, it's okay, it's a reveal. More lighting.
What? I didn't even notice it.
Isn't it a vibe?
What about these pictures though?
A little
These are
birdie.
from the trip.
Yes. Also, check under your seat.
No. It's like a boat.
It is a boat.
It's like a boat. This is so cool. This has completely changed. Thank you so much.
I am so glad somebody finally let me nookify their space. You have no clue how long I've been waiting to do this. And next week, Becky's tackling an outdoor space off of her bedroom. You don't want to miss that one. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.